So in the process of Australia's funding, you often have to frame language revival as a medical perspective to receive the funding, as science-related funding is much greater than that of the humanities. This is likewise everywhere else, I imagine. How do you feel this issue might be resolved? Is there some way to bridge the humanity and the sciences?
I think that, Thomas Kuhn and the fact that revolutions usually happen within the current framework. So you need to find ways within the current framework to revolutionize. Eventually, because of your revolution, the framework might change, but the revolution itself must follow the framework that is at stake. So this is exactly what is happening here. I discovered that in crude terms, the humanities, the arts, the intangible are less and less funded, as you've just said perspicaciously. On the other hand, and not only because of COVID-19, health and tangible things are more and more funded. I mean, it's tangible because, COVID, you just check whether somebody has COVID, you check sugar levels, it's tangible. Yeah, it's like, it's there. So within this framework of kind of neoliberal corporate mindset, KPI, anti-intellectual, anti-traditional university, anti-humanities phase that the West at least is at, you need to revolutionize within that framework, within that phase. And the way I did it was to move from ARC, Australian Research Council, to NHMRC, National Health and Medical Research Council. And instead of saying, look, language revival is beautiful, it's good for humanity, and they will say blah, 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 that's intangible, we don't care about the intangible. I decided to twist it and to say language revival is good for health. You give me $1 million, as I said, I'll save you $5 million on health. So they say, oh, wow, that's health. That's amazing. That's very beautiful. Even that is very hard because the Western tradition is very reductive. Diabetes, sugar levels, whatever. So whereas here you need to show a little bit indirect causation, correlation. So even there it's hard, but still it's possible. And I'm not going to change the fact that I don't know how many times, so the health funding is much, 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 much higher than the intangible heritage funding. I'm not going to change that now. However, and this is the next stage, the moment you revolutionize within the system, within the constraints, then people in the future under health professorship, you will say, he's a health professor, he's an expert of language revival. So then you will find that the intangible gets some of the health funding, and then they might say, okay, from now onwards, this is in the future, health is like that, and then language revival is like that within health. So it might be, okay, not only health and arts, but it'll be health, language revival. So you can change the framework eventually, but you need to start from within the system, just following Thomas Kuhn's, how scientific revolutions are being made. So this is about scientific revolutions. This is more kind of activism revolutions, but it's all the same.